All right, you guys, we're gonna do another harvesting video. I got two pea plants, two pea vines here that I planted back in September, and they grew really big. It's all the way out to here, but it was growing all the way up, just about as tall as the chicken wire right here. The wind blew it over and it couldn't take it, but I'd say a lot of these are done, they're dried. I grew them originally for chicken food, but yeah, the first few years I've been doing this, it wasn't really, the harvest wasn't like a big bountiful harvest. Most of them failed. First year failed, second year I think I got a little bit. Last year wasn't too bad actually, but I mean, yeah, I didn't keep any of them. I just fed them to the chickens, and I had that crazy lady that was living with me too, and she would just, because I said it once, every time she would come in here to the garden, she'd pick them and just feed them straight to the chickens. So I probably planted more than half of what I had left in the garden this year. I think there's one over there and a couple over there in the garden, but none of them turned out as well as these two right here. So what I'm gonna do now is just harvest what I can. And see how many I get. I'm not gonna give any of them to the chickens this year. I'm just gonna see how many seeds I can gather so that next year I can really make a good plant a whole bunch of them. So this is what I've gotten so far. There was already at least one in there that I opened up earlier, or a couple days ago. So yeah, not bad. I'm just gonna collect all these, clip a whole bunch of them off and see how many we get. All right, so here's the pods that I got. There's still a few pods left, but since I'm not using these right now and I'm just saving them for next year, I'm only picking the ones that are dry. Now let's open these up and see how many I get. Hopefully I can get at least enough to fill up this jar. And if I have any extra, I'll throw them in with the chicken feed. But eventually my goal is to get a nice big container of these, at least to be able to produce that much. I don't know. My goal is to produce enough that I can add it to the chicken food and it would make a good portion of the chicken food that I don't have to buy. Okay. So I'm noticing I got two different kinds of peas here. One plant must have been one kind of pea and the other was a different kind of pea. One pea, I know where I got them. So one came from my chicken feed and another one came from a package of variety winter seeds. Can you guess which ones came from the chicken food and which ones came from the store-bought variety garden pack? All right, there it is. These ones weren't dry all the way yet. Almost there, but I'll leave them out here for a day and come back to them. But that's what we got. Not a full jar. But plenty more ready for next year.